Here's what the president said about Iran in the context of the midterms, which he claims he doesn't care about. This was earlier today. Take a listen.
Their economy is in free fall. They have 250% inflation. Their money has no value. Their whole economic system is broken down. They thought they were going to outweight me. You know, we'll outweight him. He's got the midterms. I don't care about the midterms. Look what happened last night. That was the prelude to the midterms.
That was the prelude to the midterms. Now, first of all, I said it last hour, you have to believe him when he says he doesn't care about the midterms and the way he's going about things now. For as strange as that might sound, that a president wouldn't, take that into consideration. People say, oh, you're too political. But in this case, he doesn't seem like it's a priority, how Republicans do. Now, the New York Times headline, a blue Texas may be more than a dream now for Democrats, brings us to the second point, Geraldo, which is, yeah, as you say, he's powerful within the party. But was all of this a mistake from the Republicans' point of view last night? In other words, he put a guy up in Paxton who could very well lose what should be a safe seat.
Well, I don't see it. I just think that when you consider how the Republicans won the last, how President Trump won re-election, it's going to be Talarico. It's going to be about Talarico. It's not going to be about Paxton. It's going to be about, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be 6 different sexes,
right?
Boys and girls sports, immigration. It's down, but it's not out. It's the same playbook, and it just doesn't seem to me as if the Democrats have united behind a message. They seem to be scattered all over the place. There's all these different factions. There's as many factions as James Talarico thinks there are sexes.
That's probably true, but there's also it's a different environment, though, isn't it, than 24? A little bit. I totally get your point, and by the way, Paxton's probably the favorite. I mean, it's Texas after all. He probably will win, but I just wonder if the environment has changed more favorably for Democrats, largely because the president's so unpopular.
He's so unpopular. Then how do we? Well, they were all Republicans, voting
right.
True, but I think that when you to me the sound coming out of the Democrats' mouths, it seems so scattered. It seems there's this faction, there's that faction, there's the middle of the roaders, there's the people who just want to get along. There's this war stinks, and by all accounts, President Trump should be on the balls of his behind right now. He should be on his back foot in spades. Instead, right. You have a swagger,
Yeah, but just in his own party, Geraldo. I mean, his numbers are January 6th. I mean, like, this is his same numbers he had post-January 6th, like for the, for the whole country. I mean, the power is really with his MAGA base in primaries. I mean, at least that's how I see it.
What about the trust funds for the kids? What about the other kinds of things that an incumbent can do to make himself seem more approachable, more popular? The war will be long over. Look what's happening with the stock market now. Record after record after record. Look at wealth. It's gradually seeping beyond the investor class. There's a lot of things. I think you cannot sell, if anything.
So you think another Trump comeback is coming politically?
This is a formidable bundle of improvisation and energy. And I really do believe, I think that the Iranians, probably listening to our mainstream media, were expecting a much more of a contest last night than they saw. They were very hip. The Persians, so many of them live in Southern California now, and they know the score of American politics. They invested, I think, as the mainstream did, in Trump at least being. He should have been chastened. He should have been, he backed a guy who, I'm not going to go and give you all of Paxton's controversies.
Right.
Everybody knows them. His list as long as your arm. And yet he's the victor. I mean, it seems to me they could have put Rin Tin Tin up there. If Trump endorsed him,
I mean, that's
he
true
would
in
have won
primaries.
the.
I mean, again, I mean, not to go like a broken record, but that's 100% true in primaries. I'm just saying, we'll see if it's true in the general. It might still be true in Texas, but we'll see if it's true across the country in general. If he's as powerful with the country as he is at the party. I guess that's my only point.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.